Hey up everyone, welcome to the Rugby League History channel. Today I'll be reviewing the match that just finished between Parramatta and Canberra on the Gold Coast there. The final score was 12 points to 10 in favour of Canberra in front of a very small crowd there at Seabo Super. The try scorers for Parramatta were Dylan Brown 55th minute, Micah Sivo 75th minute, and for Canberra Corey Harawira-Naira, the lad that likes the schoolgirls, he got a try in the 44th minute, and Jordan Rapine 52nd minute. Jared Croker kicked both the goals and Gutherson won from 2. That first half, it finished 0-0. I was thinking to myself at half time, is this going to be a game that's going to finish 0-0 for the first time since 1982 between Newtown and Canterbury? It was going that way. Parramatta were awful in that first half there. 7 handling errors we had in the first half from multiple different players losing the ball. Canberra were not that much better either. They had a lot of penalties that they gave away, and they produced a lot of handling errors as well. So it wasn't a classic game in that first half, but it was very physical. In that second half, the deadlock was broken when Corey Harawira-Naira crossed over in the 44th minute, and then in the 52nd minute, Jordan Rapine, he caught some lazy markers at defence there, and the line wasn't set. He crosses over, makes it 12-0. And then in the 55th minute, this is probably one of the tries of the year that Parramatta is going to score. It was just a routine carry back by Blake Ferguson, and he just puts his body on the line. He knocks over 3 Canberra players, and then he races downfield, puts in the kick, goes over the top of the Canberra defence, and then Dylan Brown puts the ball just inside the dead-end goal. And I think that will go down as one of the tries of the year, and definitely on Blake Ferguson's highlight reel, it surely will. In the 75th minute, there was another try scored through Micah Sivo there in the corner. He just got the ball down before his arm touched the sideline. There was a bit of a question mark over Dylan Brown being offside, but he wasn't involved in the play, so I don't really see a problem with that. And then with 5 seconds to go, the ball went out to Sivo again, and this time he was stopped by Jordan Rapine and about 2 other Canberra players, Harley Smith-Shields. There was some people that were saying that maybe it was a shoulder charge or what Rapine did was illegal, but when you have Sivo running at the line like that, you have to do something to stop him. And I think luckily for Rapine, his arm and his shoulder missed Sivo, and it happened to be his hip that hit Sivo. Sivo face planted, his face slid along the turf and got all carved up there. And the final score finished 12 points to 10 in favour of Canberra. I think if you're probably a neutral that watched this game, you might be thinking, oh, it was a classic game and it's probably one of the games of the year. But for a Parramatta fan, it was very frustrating. It wasn't a good game for us. I thought that we didn't come in with the right attitude. We weren't in it first half. Second half was a bit better. There was a lot of handling errors throughout the game. And I think in terms of physicality, it was probably one of the best games of the year. The best tackle was when Josh Hodgson put Micah Sivo on his ass in the second half there. I thought that for Parramatta, we looked very flat without Moses. I know that Jacob Arthur's just starting out in first grade, but I don't think that he's a first grader at the moment. I think that he needs a bit more time in reserve grade. We looked very sort of directionless without Moses. I thought that Arthur did 1 or 2 good things. There was a moment in the second half where he outleapt Jordan Rapine and battled the ball back to Nathan Brown, and Nathan Brown lost the ball before he put the ball down the score. But besides that, I think Jacob Arthur, he wasn't anything great, and I think he might have to spend a bit of time in reserve grade before he comes back in the NRL. But with Moses being out, I think that Jacob Arthur is going to continue to be selected. I think overall this game, it is an embarrassing loss to Parramatta. Canberra haven't played well this year, and they are without some of their players, especially their 2 halves there. So they had Matt Frawley, who was in the worst ever Canterbury Bankstown team of the decade, and they also had Sam Williams there. So they had some players out, Canberra, and they had some fill-ins. And looking at the 2 sides on paper, you think that Parramatta would get the job done. So I think it was an embarrassing loss for us. We really should have won this game, but we didn't show up with the right attitude, the right intent. I thought second half was better, but just too many handling errors and not enough direction in attack. Some of the players that stood out for Parramatta tonight, I thought Isaiah Papali'i was good. 210 metres he run. Junior Paulo, good as well, second half especially, 180 metres. Regan Campbell-Gillard, 176 metres. Penasini, who was the debutant, I thought that he played quite well tonight. 155 metres he made as a centre. I think he picked up an injury just before full time there. I think he did something to his ankle. Nathan Brown, 42 tackles and 149 metres. So another good effort by Nathan Brown. And Reid Marnie, I thought that he did some good kicks out of dummy half. He nearly got one that sat up for a 40-20, but Rapana managed to clear that ball just off the sideline. He made 55 tackles. I thought that he played all right. Sivo suffered a HIE in the first half, but he was cleared and he was allowed to continue playing, but he might miss a week due to the precautions. So overall, a very disappointing night for Parramatta on the Gold Coast. It's a game that we should have won, but we just didn't show up tonight. Our next game is next Thursday. Same place, same time, against Eastern Suburbs. And I tell you, if we play like that again, we won't be beating East, because even though East have had their side out, they gave us a really good game earlier in the year, and we're going to have to be on it if we're going to have any chance of winning. But anyway, that's my review of the Parramatta game tonight between Parramatta and Canberra. Hope you enjoyed that review. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know who your players of the match were. Anyways, this is Rugby League History signing off, and I'll catch us all later in the next one. Alright, ta-ra now.